Imagine trying to hate watch Liverpool right now. I say you are an absolute misery. I mean, this is what probably fans are doing at the end of every game.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
Honestly, Liverpool have some voodoo going on right now. But will it last? It remains to be seen. I think there's a lot to talk about from this game and we need to break it down. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get into it. So 5 things we need to talk about. First one, 5 late comebacks in a row. There's some positives and negatives to think about that, and it depends what way you look at it, but we're going to have a chat about it. Then next up, Isak debut. 60 minutes, just under 60 minutes that he got. There was a lot of positives and a lot to take into, say, the game on everything this weekend. So we're going to have a chat about Isak. Then there's a certain person who is coming into the GOAT conversation in the Premier League. We need to chat about him as well. Defensively, still a little bit leaky. That's another 2 goals that we've conceded. Another 2-goal lead that we've thrown away. Is there maybe some underlying issues going on right now? But we need to talk about that. And then Salah steps up. Obviously, he hasn't had the best start of the season in terms of performance, but he stepped up last night. Let's go and get into this. First up, 5 comebacks. 5 games, 5 wins, 5 comeback wins.
Nice.
Depending on what way you look at this, it's a positive and negative. If you're a half glass full type of person, you will say that is the sign of champions. A sign of a team that know how to win, that know how to get it over the line. If you're a glass half empty type of person, you will say that they cannot sustain this. They cannot keep winning like this. And I think you're probably right in both instances. I think you do need to have performances like this throughout a season where maybe you're not performing at your best. I think we've seen that in some of the games, maybe against, like, say, Newcastle and against Arsenal. We kind of nullified each other and we got the win. 100%. But you can be right in saying that you cannot win every single week like this. Like, Liverpool have had to score 4 goals against Bournemouth. They'd have to score 3 goals against Newcastle, 3 goals against Atletico Madrid last night. And yes, it's amazing. It's September and my heart is already going through the roof. But you need to be able to win games comfortably as well. And I don't think that's something that we're doing right now. We absolutely can eventually get to that point. But I think Slot will probably be looking at this team and saying, we shouldn't be conceding 2 goals. We shouldn't be throwing away 2-goal leads consistently like how we have been doing. And I think that's something that he will want to work on. But at the same time, the momentum that you're getting from winning these games in this kind of way, and you have, like, say, rival fans like Man City and Arsenal. Like, if you go back and you think when Liverpool were fighting against, say, Man City in title races, and the amount of times Man City got, like, late winners, and Liverpool have done it as well before, but the amount of times Man City have gotten late winners and gotten them over the line when they shouldn't have, it's like heart-wrenching watching it as a rival fan. And I think other people will be looking at that and saying, yes, they won't be able to continue to do it, but if they're doing it now and then when they eventually do hit form, that they won't need to do it as much because they'll just be able to get it over the line. I think that will be a real issue. And I think they will start to click a little bit more because they have more quality in this team. Which leads me on to the debut of Alexander Isak. 60 minutes, just under 60 minutes. Let me know in the comments. How did you think he performed? Were you happy with his performance? I think overall, we could be very happy. He had some kind of half chances, opportunities, some good interlink play. I think the one thing with him and Ekitike, and you can kind of see it when he comes on, he's obviously a little bit older. He's more of a well-rounded player. Ekitike is still very fresh. Like, you've seen that chance at the end of the second half when Liverpool are 3-2 up to wrap the game up. Ekitike misses that. Now, Salah might have been offside, but I think if that's Isak in that position, I think he scores that, even though the ball did bounce just as it came into Ekitike's feet. But overall, I think Isak is just, when you're adding someone of his level of quality to this team, and he's not even 100% match fit. I think Slot obviously started him today to get him minutes in the legs. Obviously, with the derby coming up this weekend, I would expect him to play some part in it. Potentially, he'll start. But I just think the quality, you could see some of the touches, like, it's just his awareness. Even there was the one where the ball came into, Verts flicked the ball into him. He gets it out of his feet and he has no backlift and he's just trying to curl it into the far corner. We're going to see a lot of that. Just when you're not expecting them, and this was something that Isak is very good. If you haven't watched Adam Cleary's YouTube channel, he talks like about how Isak creates chances out of nothing. And I think that's something that he can do. Like, he'll just get the ball out of his feet, bang, goal. That just is the way he plays. An opportunity that most people wouldn't even think that is there. He will find it and he will score goals. So I think definitely some positive to take from it. The more he plays, the more he's going to get better. And I think that's the important thing. So if you're going to those games and you're getting to see him week in, week out, then you're going to be in for a treat. Up next then, we have the greatest, or in the conversation now, for the greatest centre-back in Premier League history. I think the thing is with Van Dijk, right? A lot of things that would have been thrown at him before are starting to become irrelevant. If you think about he didn't have the longevity, well, he's coming up now to what? He joined Liverpool in 2018, 2019. And he's now becoming a player that has probably been at the top of English football for, it'll be coming on a decade, I'd say, by the time he leaves. He's won 2 Premier Leagues. If he now goes on to win another Champions League, another Premier League, even the trophy argument is kind of getting made irrelevant. And even just how he plays football, he can score goals. He can defend 1v1 situations. He can play football. He's a ball-playing centre-back. He can play high. He can play deep. He defends corners. He can do everything that you would ask of a defender and more. And I just think the greatest quality I think you could probably put him is that he could play in any era of football and be unbelievable. He'd probably be the best centre-back in any team that he plays in, just because the levels that he continuously reaches every single year. And I did a video yesterday on one of my short form content, and I said, Virgil van Dijk is the most important player to any team in football right now. He is as important to Liverpool as like some of the best forwards in the world are to their teams in terms of scoring goals. And he's a defender. That's not normal. And I just think when we look at him and when he does leave Liverpool, how people felt when Klopp left, that there might be a big drop. I think that could potentially happen when Virgil van Dijk leaves, because the level of consistency that he shows, the leadership that he brings to the team is just astronomical. And I don't think you can replace that. Like with Slot coming in to replace Klopp, I don't think we've replaced him. I think we've gotten something else. But when you're talking about a centre-back, you need the same level of quality. You can't have something else, if that makes sense. He's just, I'm scoring the winner last night. He's just unbelievable. He's actually just unbelievable. And I just think if he does go on to lift the Champions League or another Premier League this year, or before he leaves his time at Liverpool, I think he is. If not, he is now the greatest Premier League centre-back in Premier League history. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of it? But moving on then. I think even with him being the greatest centre-back, I don't think he can even stop Liverpool's leaky defence right now. And I know, obviously, they got back into Atletico Madrid. They did really well to get back into it. And when you have a one-goal lead, Liverpool kind of took their foot off the gas in that second half. And it's always going to leave an opportunity, especially when you're playing the Champions League. Teams are quality, and they will be able to go on and potentially get a goal out of it. So they did that. And I know there was obviously Diego Simeone got that red card last night, and the Liverpool fan was obviously giving him a lot of grief. And Simeone does not like that, and he will definitely get back into your face. But like this leaky defense issue, and I think, you know what? I think people were talking about before, saying like Kirkes was obviously there. We had Frimpong was being a little bit more direct. Then we had Szoboszlai at right back. Szoboszlai right back, we've actually looked more solid because he's been maybe stepping into midfield, and we've been playing more of a 4-man midfield. With Frimpong, he's obviously bombing on and trying to get around Salah or make underlapping runs. So we do look a little bit more leaky when we do play with Frimpong. But Robertson, I thought he came in, I thought he looked a lot better last night. But overall, we've had a 2-goal lead against Bournemouth and now Atletico Madrid and Newcastle, and we've let them all slip. Now we've ended up getting the results, which hasn't really mattered, but that would be a concern. Do you know what I mean? You can't keep letting 2-goal lead slips and having to come back and try and score in the last minute to win. It's not sustainable. It isn't. But I think Slot will know that, and there's maybe some cause for concerns, but I think the main thing is right now we're getting the 3 points as we start to build momentum for the season. Performances right now, I'm not too worried about, because this isn't when you want to be performing. You don't want to be at your best right now. You want to be at your best come the end of the season. So definitely some concerns, but I think let's Just keep getting the results, and then we'll save the performances for the end of the year. And then finally, I want to talk about this man because he hasn't had the best start to the season. 100% no. But he's now got, that was another goal, another assist last night. And he now has 3 goals and 2 assists in 5 games. And he hasn't even performed that well. Salah will deliver in the big moments. I said this earlier this week. Salah will deliver in the big moments. He's just that type of player. I don't think Slot wants him involved in the game as much. And he's actually playing a little bit further out on the right-hand side, which I think is why he hasn't been involved in the game as much. But he just knows how to score goals. He knows how to impact the game. And that's what I think all he cares about right now. He doesn't care how he performs. He just wants to be there in the moment. If he gets his opportunity, he will score and he will take that, or he will do something that helps Liverpool get over the line and win games. And I just think that's the type of player that he is. So his performances might not be I don't think he's going to get 57 goal contributions like he did last year, but I think he'll get 30. And I just think for someone who's 32, 33 years of age this season, like, can you expect anything less? Do you know what I mean? And yeah, he's obviously going to be playing with a lot more, like, say, quality players now. You have Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Rio. So much quality around him that he's just going to continue to get chances, and he will step up to score goals. But overall, I think Liverpool can be happy. I know most Liverpool fans will be ecstatic after that win. Rival fans will be getting sick of seeing us come back. But Liverpool know how to win games. And yeah, I just think they're going to have a very good season and the perfect start to the Champions League in most cases. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of Liverpool last night? Were you happy with the performance? I think there was definitely a lot of positives, some negatives, but you'll get that in every match. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I shall see you all on the next one. Cheers, guys.